Okay, welcome back to our channel and we are going to answer the activities of the chapter 4. Here are the first activity. Instruction. Description of the physical layer are provided in the table. Drag each physical layer term to its description. Okay. Media that uses patterns of microwaves to present bits is a wireless media. Wireless media. As a networking medium, wireless is not restricted to conductors or pathways as are coppers and fiber media. Wireless media provides the greatest mobility options of all media, as well the number of wireless enabled devices continuously increasing. For this reason, wireless has become the medium of choice for home networks. We have different types of wireless media. With the standards or the IEEE standards, we have the I02 802.11 or the wireless LAN standard. IEEE 802.15 are as the wireless personal area network. The IEEE standard 802.16, commonly known worldwide interoperability microwave access or the WiMAX. The capacity of a medium to carry data is bandwidth. Bandwidth is defined a range within the band of frequencies or wavelengths. Bandwidth is also the amount of data that can be transmitted in a fixed amount of time. Best examples are the network service providers. Limiting the data access help to balance the usage of every consumer. Next, the media that uses patterns of light represents bits. This is the fiber optic. Fiber optic, or commonly known as optical fiber. Optical fiber is a flexible, transparent fiber made by drawing glass or plastic to a diameter slightly thicker than that of a human hair. Optical fibers are used most often as a means to transmit light between the two ends of the fiber and wide usage in fiber optic communications. Next, a measure of the transfer of bits across the media is known as throughput. In addition to throughput, it is the rate of successful message delivery over a communication channel. A data message belongs to may be delivered over a physical or logical link. So the throughput helps or use a mechanism used to count the data successfully transferred using its binary count or bits. Tapos lastly, media that uses electrical pulses to represent bits, it's known as copper. In addition to copper, most common use media for data communications is cabling. Uses copper wires to signal data and control bits between the network devices. Aside from being common, it also the cheapest type of network media that are more available in our market. Let's check. You can see it's correct. It's all correct. So let's jump to the second one activity. For this activity, we will going to distinguish which of these are signifies the UTP or the unshielded, and the shielded, also the coax cable or the coaxial. UTP stands for the unshielded twisted pair, type of copper cabling used in telephone wiring and local area networks. Also, inside a UTP cable, it is up to 4 twisted pairs of copper wires enclosed in a protective plastic cover with a greater number of pairs corresponding to the more bandwidth. The protective measures called the plastic layers, also the conductor. Then this is done to reduce crosstalk and electromagnetic interface, each of which can degrade network performance. Each signal then for the STP or the shielded twisted pair is special kind of copper telephone wiring used in some business installation. An outer covering or shield is added to the ordinary twisted pair telephone wires. This shield functions as a ground. Then its twisted pair is ordinary copper wire that connects home and many businesses, computers, the telephone and company. So the twisted of every copper twisted has its own use or usage. It's important to twist the copper wires in order to build the strong and solidness in order to transmit or transfer data more efficient. Then a coaxial cable is special electrical cable. It is used to transmit signals. Then the cable is especially insulated. Today, coaxial cable are used for like the cable TV, but coaxial cables can also be used for computer networks. But this became rare in the 21st century, as twisted pair cables can be used more easily. Even though in our TV connections, more often nowadays, or here at the 21st century, there are less usage of the coaxial cable because of the shielded pair cables that are more new or more new model, so that is more use it is now more used than the coaxial. Then we're going to know what are the types of this. Now, first, attaches antennas to wireless device can be bonded with fiber optic cabling for two-way data transmission. It's a coaxial because it is used for antennas or the wireless device. It's common use with the TVs, so it's correct. Contrast EMI and RFI using shielded techniques and special connectors it is STP. Using shielded twisted pair in order to build more protection and to make it longer life. Then third is the most common network media is the coaxial, the UTP. UTP is the most common network media because it is more accessible and it is the cheapest. than the STP. STP is more expensive because of its performance. Then 4 terminates with BNC, N-type, and F-type connectors. The said types or the connectors are types of connectors that holds the coaxial cable, so it is a coaxial, so it's correct. So let's jump to the next activity. So here's our next activity. As I notice, this twisted pair or the stripe colors is always located at the odd numbers. As you can see, it makes me wrong because the at the at the TB at the T568A pin out na RJ45, we need to there's an interchange between the color of orange and green. At the T5688A, the green is in front or at the first line. Then the port, as you can see, it is now all correct. And for our second figure, this here are what I said, the interchange of color, but the blue remains the blue and the brown remains self. There's no difference at them all. So it got orange, oh I'm sorry, it's my mistake. Mismatch with my match. There's a mismatch with my colors. Oh, what's happened? What do I'm so sorry, that's my mistake. I didn't notice that the stripe colors are, so it's correct. As I said, these two colors are can be interchanged according with the pin out or the type of RJ45, the color orange and the color green. So let's jump again to our another activity. Here's our next activity. The the multi-mode and the single mode. Multi-mode is most is the recognized as the modern transmission of data because it can multitask. It can bound or it can bounce multiple data through a one line. But on the other side, the single mode, it can only throw data, single data through its single line. Then we can significance first, this can help data travel approximately 1 meter, so it is multi-mode. Then the second one, use light and imitating diodes, data light transmitter, so it is multi-mode because using light can be bound or reflects to any side, so it can be transmit one or more data. Then uses lasers in a single stream, so it is single mode by the term itself, single stream. Then for uses to convert long distance telephone and cable television, so it is single mode because transmission of the TV application, it uses single mode or the single cable connection, then can travel approximately 82.5 kilometers, so it is 1:1, so it is considered a single mode also. That's this the number 6 or the last number, used within a campus network, then it is multi-mode. Campus network considers as multi-mode because as usual in a campus, the data bouncing or the data load can be either multi or, to say multi, it's many data interchange happening within the campus network because of the numbers of the students and numbers of the users of the network with a particular campus. So it is the multi-mode and the single mode. And another activity, so here are another activity. We are finished, already done that. Now we're going to find the other activities, so just hold on. It's a little amount of time. So here's another activity. To make it fast, I'm going to drag it down and then I will explain it later. Wait, there's an mismatching of location. Then boom. At left side you have the header, at the middle we have the packet of data, then the right side we have the trailer. So you can see the frame start here at the left side and the frame stop at the right side. Frame start and frame stop signifies the source and the destination of the data. Then by the sourcing, you need to know the address or the location of the data you need to transfer, then its type, then you need to control what the data or the bits of data through binary, then it is carried throughout the header. Then the packet data or the data transfer will be the transmission of data. Then the trailer, the error detection will detect if there's an error with the data, and it will automatically ignore it. And this the frame stop that the data transports or the transfers on its destination. So that's all. Hope you like this video. Thank you.